What's going on, Raiders? Duelim here, and today we're going to be talking about the 25x progressive chance for Leonardo, and then as well for Raphael, and then we're going to talk about Michelangelo's kit since he is finally going to be available completely free to everybody. So if you're ready, let's get into it. But first, make sure you're clicking that download link or scanning the QR code to get Karato Fox Hunter. The second you start the game, an amazing legendary nuker. At level 10, you're going to be getting Tagore, an amazing epic support character. At level 20, you're going to be getting Fane, who's got some incredible turn meter steal, as well as some pretty crazy damage. And then at level 30, you're going to be getting Vergus, who's a defense-based champion, to help keep your other characters alive. And then this is super important. Day number 1 within the first 24 hours of making your Raid Shadow Legends account. Type in promo code Monkey King to get Sun Wukong, one of the best free legendaries they have ever given. And if you're on iOS, make sure you're clicking a different link in the description to type in any promo codes. All right, first up, we're going to go to the news section here, and we're going to go to Progressive Chance events. So we do have a Progressive Chance event starting today, and then there's also going to be another one tomorrow as well. I'm recording this on Tuesday morning. So what we have right now is going to be the little bit of an increased chance for debuff characters. So we've got Preva, Vault Keeper, Hellcath, Kyoko, Kira. We also have Leonardo, Grazer, and Khan the Branch Breaker from the Void Shards. So we have a lot of progressive chances going on. So specifically for the Ancient Primal and Sacred Shards, the only one that really interests me is going to be Vault Keeper Wixwell. But again, these progressive chances are very much a bait. Do not fall for these. These are not something that you should bank on getting a very good character. Now, for when it comes to Leonardo for the Void Shards, I know the big spenders are going to just wail out on this and try to get Leonardo early from this. Once again, I do not recommend this. I do not think this is worth it at all. I think this is going to be a giant bait and a way to waste all of your shards, especially when we're most likely going to be having some sort of Hero's Path event or some sort of Titan event for the Red Stars for these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We also have another summoning event coming up later for the Fragment Summon for not Leonardo, not Michelangelo, Donatello. That's right, Donnie. I always forget which one it is. It's Donatello. So make sure you're saving some shards. That's going to be a big thing. I would definitely not waste any shards for this, since there's going to be ways to get them as far as we understand. So I would not use any shards for that for right now, because you just don't have a guaranteed chance for it. So yeah, that's a big bait in my opinion. Now, for Michelangelo, we have him coming out officially for everybody starting, I guess, tonight, but really tomorrow. It's 8 p.m. reset for me, at least, because I'm on the East Coast of America. So Michelangelo, we went over one of the kits yesterday, and they were pretty good. We went over Donatello's kit. I'm going to go over Michelangelo's kit now, and his is not as impressive, I don't think. I really like Donatello's kit with the heal every turn, especially because he's teaming up with all of the moves because of the passive. Michelangelo shares the same passive, but he's still pretty good, honestly. So Booyah, the A1 attacks one enemy 2 times. If either hit was critical, places a 50% increase attack buff on this champion for 2 turns. It's always going to be critical, right? He's also always going to have this up because he's always going to be assisting once we talk about the passive. So this is always going to be up, which is always keeping up an increased attack buff, which is kind of nuts. If I'm being honest, that's really good. A 50% increased attack buff all the time is really strong. The A2 Express Delivery attacks one enemy before attacking, has a 75% chance, booked up to a 100% chance of placing a 60% decrease defense debuff on the target for 2 turns. It is a 4-turn cooldown, booked down to a 3-turn cooldown, has a 75% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn, obviously booked up to a 100% chance. will ignore 25% of the target's resistance if the attack is critical. You're already going to have 100% crit rate on him. It's absolutely going to be ignoring the target's resistance. Then applies a debuff spread effect, taking all debuffs from the target and placing them on all enemies. Will ignore 25% of this target's resistance if the initial attack was critical. Damage based on attack. A debuff spread is nuts. This is so good for things like Hydra, even things in like Spider, Wave content, Doom Tower. This is really, really strong. I love a good debuff spread. Those are always very important to have. And it doesn't have any limitations either. It can't like not spread stun or not spread block buffs, whatever it is, right? Like it spreads everything, which is great. And it doesn't have a limit on the spread of like, it can only spread 3 debuffs. It can spread as many as there are on there, which is absolutely amazing. I really love this. And on a 3-turn cooldown, it's pretty nutty. All right, now for the A3 Shell Cyclone, 5-turn cooldown, booked down to a 4. Attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance, booked up to 100% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff and leech debuff for 2 turns. Will ignore 25% of the each target's resistance if the attack is critical. Then places a taunt buff on this champion for 2 turns. So let's break this down here. You're going to be putting a 50% decrease attack debuff and a leech debuff. And when you're going to use the A3 first, then you're going to spread the decrease attack and the leech debuff to everybody. Also, you're going to be spreading the decreased defense to everybody as well, and potentially the stun, which is absolutely insane. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And then he's placing a taunt buff on this champion for 2 turns. This is on a 5-turn cooldown, drops it down to a 4-turn cooldown when booked, right? Now, he is an attack-based character, and having taunt on an attack-based character, usually not the best, right? Because you don't want them taking damage. You don't want them taking the brunt of the attacks, but he's got a mechanic kind of like Loki. And if you remember the video I did with Kat where we were talking about annoying champions, Loki was one of them because Loki dodges a lot. And now with the A3, when you get this taunt buff on this champion for 2 turns, guess what? The passive is also going to be affected by that. So Party Dude passive effect has a 15% chance to evade an enemy skill and all of its accompanying effects. If this champion is under a taunt buff, the chance to evade increases to 30%. So getting a pretty much a 1/3 chance to always dodge, evade, right, is absolutely insane. That's really, really good. That is proving so much survivability for Michelangelo, even though he's getting that taunt. Absolutely, absolutely amazing. And then he's also got the active effect, which places a shield buff equal to 300% of this champion's attack on this champion for 1 turn when they receive a hit. So even if he doesn't evade with that 30% chance, right, he's going to get a 300% shield buff to kind of help with that survivability. So absolutely amazing. Going to help him massively in things like Clan Boss, Doom Tower, especially Fire Knight as well. And then what's also going to help in the Fire Knight is whenever Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, or Raphael attacks, this champion joins in that attack. This team is going to be absolutely disgusting in Fire Knight. They are going to be very, very good. The only thing I could see kind of hurting them is them not having any sort of freeze for Fire Knight hard. But for Fire Knight normal, this team is going to be absolutely nuts, and I'm still on Fire Knight normal, so I am okay with that. His aura is going to be increased ally accuracy in all battles by 70%, which is really, really nice, especially if you are lacking accuracy for whatever reason. 70 is really, really high. But Michelangelo, very, very good. Pretty much always going to have increased attack on him because he's always going to be critting. He's going to be assisting, doing his A1 a bunch, right? His A2, getting that decreased defense out there, stun, then the debuff spread. He's going to be spreading the decreased attack as well as the leech. And then he's going to have taunt, which is going to make him dodge even more. So Michelangelo, very, very, very good. He's also part of Banner Lords as well. I'm very excited to get him. What's also going to be great, he is going to be hitting like a freight train. You know why? Because we're going to get all the way to the 5 red on him. And he is going to be hitting so damn hard because of that. It is absolutely insane. We've talked about it before. The red stars on characters make or break characters. They make them so much better. Tholen at 5 red. He is absolutely insane at 5 red. Alice, 5 red. Absolutely insane. I love having these two at 5 red. They are the top of my roster. Alice has been the top of my roster since I got her for 100% free when I started playing the game. Absolutely insane. I busted my butt for Tholen, and I couldn't be happier with him. They are absolutely amazing, and I am super, super excited to get Michelangelo on my roster and see how good he truly is. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know what you guys think about Michelangelo down in the comment section. Let me know if you're going to try to whale out for that progressive chance, or if you're just going to wait for the actual release method for Leonardo or Raphael. And make sure you're clicking that download link to get started in Raid Shadow Legends the best way possible. Get Michelangelo for absolutely free. 3 other epics. Also, pretty much 4 legendaries as well for absolutely free. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until next time, this has been Duelim. Later, Raiders.